Hi everyone. Um, I'm doing this video so maybe I can inspire someone, help out where I can, give tips about building, especially those who are building on a budget, who have a dream of building but they don't have enough money and they think it's not possible to build something on a tight budget. I'm here to tell you that yes, it can be done. With my first project, I'd never thought for people that work in restaurants that are earning tips they can build. So I was inspired by my neighbor who works at the restaurant, and she told me that they just save bit by bit to build. So I was inspired to also do the same with my first project, which is my family house. But I'm just going to take you on a journey of my personal project, which is this 2-room that I've built at home, but in my own stand. The stand that I'm using, I was given by my brother. In the family, my dad had split the land amongst the boys, as it's known that the boys are bebona bahlala ekhaya and then amantombazane ayashada. So mina since angishadile, I am building a home for my children, but in the family land. So since this is not my first project, I decided that I'm going to use the same bricklayer because it's good, is fast, is very good, and is cheap, which I do not recommend. I will share that later as to why I do not recommend. So the plan was to build this 2-roomed house in 14 days. So the size of the floor is 4 by 8, 4 meter by 8 meter. So it's quite like it's medium. So I can't say it's more, but because this guy has done the work for us in the past within 7 days to finish up the house, which was slightly bigger than this. So I just assumed that he will be able to finish it within the 14 days that I had taken from Joburg. So our plan was for me to go home and be there, just be available for like to oversee the whole project while I'm working from home. So my employer allowed me to work from home, which is very nice that I'm able to work from home. I work from anywhere as long as I am doing my work. I can work from home. Even during the COVID times, I was allowed to work from home, which is in KZN. So I bought the material in advance because I have this experience. I assume that because I already have this experience of building, I know the person that sells bricks, the building blocks. I know the hardware stores, which ones are cheap and all of that. But forgetting that, it's different times now, because I did the first project in 2021, which is around the COVID times. So I paid in advance for the sand, the bricks, sea sand, everything, all the materials. So I bought everything from nails to iron sheets. Everything was done. So my budget was 30,000 because all the calculations were saying it will be done with 30,000 rands, and that is more than enough. Forgetting that sometimes when they're building, water will be short, water will finish meet the project, cement will also finish meet the project, sometimes blocks, which happened in this case. So and then what happened was that I've also forgot to consider within that 14 days that I had planned that this project will take, I forgot to consider the weather. So where I come from, it rains a lot, even in winter, any time of the year. Even now, like now in September, the rains are back. It rains a lot, and also in the village there are rules that when there's a death in the area, no one touches soil, whether doing your gardening or building. You're not allowed to do that, just for support, and also for to show respect. You cannot do any of those. Should you do it, they fine you 500 rands. The Induna is for those who don't know, Induna is it's like a counselor, but a traditional counselor in the area. Not considering all of those things, also that there will be supply shortages of the stock, which happened because when I had already arrived, the supplier, the hardware store, they told me that there's no cement. The cement that I had paid for, the 25 bags that I had already paid for, was not in stock. I arrived on the Saturday. They said it will arrive on Monday. Monday came and there was no stock. It only arrived on Wednesday. So also the building blocks were supposed to arrive on Monday. The plan was that they were supposed to come on Monday. They didn't. They only came in the evening on the Monday, and the sand kept coming in drifts and drafts. There was miscommunication with the one of the drivers. They were saying no, they don't deal with that, someone else deals with that. So it was a whole lot of drama, which I didn't prepare myself for. Fine, eventually that was fixed. They came at 3 a.m. to deliver it. They didn't even say, they just opened the gate and just offloaded it. Excuse me. And then also there's something that I do not recommend when you are building any, whether it's a small project or a big project, for you to pay in advance for things. You pay, you go to the store, you buy whatever that you need to buy it, and you take it home. They deliver it, or you have your own van to fetch it, but you don't pay in advance, because sometimes they have shortages on stuff, on things that you need. Now you have to get your money back. It's just a whole lot of admin. So it's better to just go there, buy whatever that you need. And also you have to also consider the fact that, especially when you're building in the rural areas, that it's not the same as in the city. Everything goes in a slow pace. So you may want to rush, but things, they just go on a different pace. So, which I also failed to consider. I just didn't think it was good. It was not going to work like the first project. So I spoke to the supplier, the hardware store owner, that okay, can you please give me at least 10 bags so that we can start with the foundation. But now, okay, while we're waiting for the other 15 bags to arrive, he said he couldn't find the stock, but he managed to get a hold of it. When the project was supposed to start, 2 members of the community sadly passed away. Shame. So that will mean that there will be delays on starting the slab. There were delays. So on day 2 and day 3, they were preparing the burial site. So emakhaya, like you bury your loved one in the cemetery in your yard. So they have to prepare that burial site. They plaster it. They build it like in the cemeteries now. They prepare that beforehand. So when that happens, no one's supposed to touch the soil. So day 2 and day 3, that was happening, and then day 4, it was raining, and then just a whole lot of things that happened that delayed the project. But that's when I knew that all my plans have changed. I just need to work with what I have, just calm down. But now the days that I had planned that I'm going to spend the time overseeing this project, they were getting smaller and smaller. They were decreasing, and I had no control over it. So well, the reason why I do not recommend cheap labor is because you pay for what you get, the way they treat you. The cheap labor comes with unprofessionalism, a lot of stress that comes with it. And when you're building, you don't need stress. You just want everything to go according to plan. Yes, things will happen when you, like I mentioned, the weather, the shortage in the materials, you go over budget, all those things, they do happen. But when you use cheap labor, it comes with a lot of stress, because also you pay deposit of what you, like half of what you agreed upon. But by the time your project finishes, this person has come back so many times to you for money, because they don't have enough money to pay the staff that they are using to help with the project. And also the most of the time, these people, they're earning so little. Like, for example, for this project, this guy quoted me 7,700 for a 2-room house. That is very cheap, as opposed to another guy was going to do everything and he had quoted me 20,000. I wish I'd gone with that guy, because there's the one for 7,700, the stress. But I do not recommend. So for my next project, I will not use the same guy. He's quite good, but it's not worth the trouble that I went through. So the slab was only finished 10 days later, and 10 days later from the time I arrived, after I had gone to Eastern Cape to finish other projects, after I had gone to Mzimkhulu to finish other projects that were outstanding. There were excuses. He was making excuses, and not getting a hold of him. But finally, he came back. But he came back with an excuse that he had lost 5,700 cash in a taxi. Therefore, he was not going to be able to work on that weekend. He had promised that he's going to be starting. So that further delayed the project. So he then started on a Monday, when I had already been gone. Like I had to go back to Joburg, to my children and my job. So he started on the project was supposed to start on the 10th of October, but it only started on the 26th of October. Can you imagine? Then so when all that happened, I got a call that the blocks that I was using, they were not of good quality. The water is finished. I had to get more water, and a full tank of water is 700 rand. So in our area, we have a shortage of water. There is water, but it comes every other day, and not a lot of people can give you a lot of water all at once. So we hire people. So I had to get a guy to bring me 6 drums. We call it a drum. 6 drums times 2, that's like 700 rands. I had to get 60 blocks that were short to close off the roof, and also to what else? Cement was short, 3 bags of cement, the wire. There were just a lot of things that were short, which were not mentioned in the beginning. So all in all, I had to spend. So far, I have spent 5,700 over budget. No, not 5,000, 4,700 over budget, which is not bad, but that money was going to go to the plaster for the inside and the outside. And also, I forgot to mention that the supplier, the blocks manufacturer, they don't work when it's raining. And like I mentioned, that in my area it rains a lot, so around the time I ordered the blocks, it was drizzling, and I say no, they don't work when it's drizzling. And also they don't do deliveries for a small quantity of blocks. They will only deliver my blocks when there's an order of a big quantity in my area. I was like, oh, okay, it's all right, I'll wait. I don't mind waiting, so it's fine. They must just let me know. I've already paid for it also, so making the same mistakes, but I knew that with this one the quality was good. Oh, and also I forgot to mention that when I notified the guy that sold me the blocks that the blocks were breaking, they were poor quality, he never answered my phones. Apparently that's what he's been doing over the years, that when people come back and complain, he just won't entertain. So I don't know if I should name and shame. And then eventually my things came, and then on the day, like it was over the weekend, and then on that Monday the blocks arrived, and already the cement was already bought. So it took about a day for him to finish what was left, to just tie the roof and put the blocks, just to press it down, just finish the whole thing, put the door, because already the windows are already installed, put the inside door, just finish the door, the job. It took him a day after the delay. So if you count from the slab to him finishing the house, it actually took him 4 days, only 4 days to build a house. But because of all these other delays, it took him almost a month, just under a month, because of all the other delays. So I'm glad to say that the house is finished. The next step now is to do the plaster. I've already arranged with the guy that is going to plaster. He's going to do it while I'm not there. That is going to cost me, to plaster just the outside, because I want to do the outside. His labor is 2,000, still cheap labor, but it's good. And the cement that I need is 12 bags and 6 drums. 6 drums is like 350. So I'm going to give him his deposit. So that's also going to cost me around 3,000, just the plaster for outside. I feel like that's affordable. It's affordable because I had planned for this. So let me know in the comments if anyone wants more tips, but I'm going to share more with this project, because it's very close to my heart. I wish I had seen other people share their journeys when building, because journeys are different. Like it's different. With the first project, everything was easy, and I see why it was easy. All the mistakes that I made, or they made, the builders made, the plaster is